Hello and welcome everybody to this game of the I-League season number 2. This is the Southeast Asian qualifier, first departure versus CsW Kansai Whips in this best of 3 series. It is the round of 16, so after this best of 3 you have to win 3 more best of 3s to actually qualify for the league. Of course, pretty much every single Southeast Asian team is taking part of this as well, so it's not going to be easy by any means. Team Malaysia, unfortunately, did already forfeit against Chigar just because they also had Starladder to play at the same time. But man, lots of teams are here. First departure, Chigar, Genesis, MVP, Phoenix, Execration, and teams as such, Rave of course as well. But we are in the draft now. Hallelujah for that. As CsW looks like they are the team with the first ban here in this round. But Death Prophet, the first ban, of course it makes sense when just such a strong hero, and I do have to say as well that coming into this first departure they are definitely the favorites. I mean, some would even probably rate them Southeast Asia's best at this point in time, and yesterday they played a tiebreaker in the Joint Dota League between each other, where first departure also came out ahead of CsW, so I mean historically probably first departure have the upper hand, but anything can happen. I mean, it's not like CsW, they're not a capable team or anything. Also, CsW, most of them being from Australia, they are maybe playing with a little bit more lag than first departure is, so that's also something that you have to take into consideration, even if by a little bit. But first departure themselves, banning out a Tidehunter. So what will the next ban even be? Is it going to be something like a Miracle Just Respect Naga ban? But nope, not going to be that one. Instead, first departure banning out a Naga themselves. I do believe it was rather similar to how the game went yesterday as well. Just banning out the Naga Siren by first departure. And well, we'll see what first departure wants to go for. Yesterday they utilized an Enigma so damn efficiently, to be honest. So we'll see if we're going to see something like that again. But what can be the first pick here? Vengeful, Spirit, Jack Kiro, Ogre Magi. Maybe a Skyref, although I don't think it's picked up as the first one too often these days anymore by really anybody. But it's going to be a Lycan first pick. Okay then. I mean, I guess taking an aggressive pushing route definitely might not be the worst idea, especially if they could grab their hands on the Jakiro with the second pick. Maybe even something like a Venomancer to follow up as well. Although first departure themselves, I do believe, ran the Venomancer themselves last time around. Was even maybe solo safe lane. But starting with an Elder Titan and a Bat Rider as well. I mean, Elder Titan pretty good for just counter pushing Astral Spirit through. And Flame Breaker follow, usually enough to kill the entire creep wave already. Also, just Elder Titan all in all, pretty damn strong hero. Natural Order is just so hard to deal with, like anything to deal with. But Vengeful Spirit will be the pick down for them instead. So, Lycan and Vengeful Spirit, definitely a good combination, just kind of allows you to go for earlier Roshan's. Just because you will have that minus armor to work with. And not only that, the Vengeance Aura boosting up the Lycan even more. Just Feral Impulse, just from his own passive. Then of course, followed by the Vladimir's Offering. And to just top it all off, it's gonna be the Vengeance Aura as well. But we'll see what the next heroes will be. Something like an Ogre Magi probably should get banned out. Maybe by either side even. Although, yes, Enigma banned out by CsW. They don't want to see first departure get there, just hands on that hero once again. But Skyref Mage might be a worthwhile pick as well. I mean, Lasso into just Mystic Flare, even enough to kill off a Lycan in most cases, I would believe. But, well, first departure now, what do they ban out themselves? I still think Ogre would be a like fairly decent ban, but banning out the Brewmaster, I cannot believe I even failed just to see that that hero actually was still in the pool. So used to just either it getting picked up in the first phase or just it being banned out. But Brewmaster definitely a worthwhile ban, would just create a lot of space in the just mid game for with the team fights. You pop the Primal Split, and well, even if the Lycan wants to fight, it's still gonna be helpful to have the Primal Split there. Just create some chaos so the Lycan can just go around running and right click. Or just you go for the fight with the rest of the 4 and then Lycan split pushes. But Broodmother banned out by first departure, it's definitely a strong combination with the Lycan, just howl into all the spiderlings and everything. So Centaur is the Centaur. How do they run this? Is it a core Centaur? Is it a mid lane Batrider, something like that, or is it like a pure jungling Batrider now for first departure? I guess they might be running a safe lane Centaur, farm up a really fast blink dagger for yourself, just to make it so that every time Lycan wants to push, you just blink, hoof stomp, double H, kill him off before he can even shapeshift. Or if he shapeshifts, you might have enough damage like straight after anyway, something along those lines. So it's going to be somewhat hard. Maybe. We shall see. Ogre Magi will be the pick for them though. So I can't say it's all that surprising. Ogre Magi and Vengeful Spirit, but whoa, what do we see here? What do we have, guys? A Spirit Breaker for first departure. I guess he can kind of keep up with a Lycan with the Charge of Darkness. How much actually is the maxed out? 750 movement speed, so he can catch up to Lycan with the Charge of Darkness even. Pretty much the only hero who could do so, I think, but man, it's one way to go about things, of course. That does mean that they have extremely tanky heroes, the Centaur and the Spirit Breaker. Elder Titan, reasonably so, not the tankiest of heroes though. At least you cannot compare it to a Spirit Breaker or Centaur generally. But first departure, what do they have in store for us now? I guess Elder Titan might be the support. They are running rather melee heavy, so a Viper to pick up, definitely not a bad one for CsW at this point. Just a tanky hero who will probably be able to survive through the magic damage of the Centaur first of all. Also just Viper strikes galore onto Spirit Breaker and Centaur. Centaur, unless he blinks just perfectly onto the target and gets the hoof stomp immediately, you might just get Viper struck and not be able to catch up, unless you have Stampede to follow, of course. But first departure, fifth ban is going to be the Nature's Prophet, so still they want to minimize the pushing power coming out from CsW, although Jakiro could also be a fairly decent offlane candidate for them if they want to go for it. Just Viper mid, Vengeful Ogre. Although you could go for like a Viper, Vengeful Ogre, aggressive try, have the Lycan mid lane and then leave that Jakiro safe lane, who will be up against like an offlane Bat or Centaur, but should do fairly fine for themselves. I guess Batrider would be a bit annoying to deal with, but a Witch Doctor, the last ban from CsW. I guess it could have been the pick for them. I mean, Paralyzing Cask is annoying, just it stuns creeps for longer than it does heroes as well, so it would slow down the push if it gets the bounce through all of them, but if there's like an entire creep wave with Necrobooks and the wolves as well, it's not going to do all that much, but I don't know, we'll see. Of course, just Death Ward, Voodoo Restoration to keep them alive. The Death Ward into that natural order of the Elder Titan, of course, as well, is pretty damn strong. But first departure, they are known to run slightly weird lineups and still somehow make it work for themselves. This time around though, I have to say, CsW's lineup looks extremely standard and pretty damn strong at it as well. So first departure, about a minute and a half left for the last pick. I have no idea how the hell they're going to do this. I guess they could even run something like a support Centaur with like Spirit Breaker core, but I highly doubt we're going to see that happen, unfortunately, but I still doubt it's going to happen. So the time is ticking down for first departure. They could grab their hand. Never mind, I think Spirit Breaker and Elder Titan will be the support still with... Is it Centaur or Batrider mid against the Lycan then though? The laning won't be the greatest, or I still think it might be like Batrider straight into the jungle as well, I guess. It's not going to be as fast or as efficient as you would think. But if the supports are the supports, stack up the rest of the jungle for you, it's still going to be worthwhile. And they go for a Razor after some pretty long consideration. So late game, just prowess wise, first departure might find themselves a little bit lacking, especially due to the just supporting cast of CsW as well. Ogre Magi with the Aghanim Scepter level 3 multicast can easily solo kill heroes, to be honest, if he gets just a little bit lucky. Vengeful Spirit, although he cannot solo kill people most of the time, with the Vengeance Aura helping out in the teams, with just the swaps away from the Batrider, for example, might just be worthwhile. So Razor, a lot will hinge upon his success here in this game. I mean, Static Link definitely going to be good against Lycan, although Lycan can kind of outrun it or try to outrun it. It's still nice against Viper as well. So might be Razor mid lane then? I still don't know how the hell are they going to lane this? Especially if they, let's say, have a Razor, Spirit Breaker, Elder Titan tie lane. Or, well, let's say they have a Centaur, Spirit Breaker, Elder Titan safe lane, tri lane. And CsW goes aggressive with Ogre, Vengeful, Viper. What the hell is that tri lane going to do? I mean, they're pretty tanky, all of them strength heroes, but it would still make it unbearably hard. At this point, though, might we consider something like a Timber Saw against this many melee heroes, all of them strength as well? Timber Saw wouldn't be the worst kind of pickup, I believe. There isn't like a crazy amount of lockdown either on first departure. I guess Nether Strike can be pretty strong in some cases like that. If you get lucky enough with the bashes, maybe so as well, but they would either have to use a less so on you, which would mean Lycan can just throw him freely, or a Hoof Stomp, which pretty much means the same thing. So 16 seconds. What's it going to be? It's going to be a Puck instead. I guess it's a solid enough hero. Somebody who can actually dodge this Charge of Darkness or something if need be with that phase shift. And well, even Puck in the later stage of the game, still pretty relevant. Dream Coil, excellent ability against Stampede of the Centaur as well. You can probably or possibly escape the Battle Rider initiation. Once he comes in, immediately phase shift, maybe build a Yule Scepter for yourself as well. Once the phase shift ends, you pop the Waning Rift so the Battle Rider cannot even lasso you after that. But as we get into the game, we have that customary start of the game pause. It's kind of a greeting, let's say. But to introduce the lineups, Lobby playing the Centaur Warrunner with Hana on the Elder Titan, Miracle playing the Razor with Poloson on the Battle Rider, and Aluka, Kai playing the Spirit Breaker as the go has been given, but for the side of the Dire. CsW can't say whips, Freedom playing the Vengeful Spirit with Chains on the Lycan, Godot playing the Ogre with 2D on the Puck, and the last one will be Musica on what I can guess is going to be a mid lane Viper maybe. Maybe they are still going for an aggressive tri lane. I guess it sure looks like it at this point. I mean, Chains is heading towards the mid lane, has himself a Stout Shield as well as a Ring of Protection, so he comes rather prepared. Up against Razor, it's still going to be somewhat annoying for him, of course. Once he gets more points into the Wolves, it's going to be a little bit easier. But before that, I wouldn't just favor his chances in this lane. Probably not going to die, or at least he shouldn't die just purely to a Razor. But that's not going to mean that this lane isn't going to be pretty damn annoying for him nonetheless. But now Godot and Musica, they are on the hunt for something. They do have Aluka standing nearby, which I'm not too sure if is it a core Centaur like this? I guess Poloson is clearing up the jungle already. He's trying to, or probably will try to at the very least, just pull through to the mid lane early on. Lobby also on the Spirit Breaker, so they're switching up the roles a little bit. Usually Kai and Lobby are the supports, well, but since they're running a jungle, I guess Poloson is the Battle Rider player more often than not. So Lobby just taking the 5 position role for himself, but he is charging something already. Hana, he was battling up with Puck and 2D. Might still be in some trouble. Losing Urban cooldown for another 4 seconds. I think it's going to be safe since Charge of Darkness doesn't do any damage at all since you don't have any points into the bash, Crater Bash. So kind of just maybe a slight waste of mana, maybe trying to instill fear into the Puck. Mid lane now though. Chains. I mean, I guess nobody has really any lasties at the moment just because the creeps haven't been there for too long. But Freedom, he sees the trees have been cut down. Static Link already used, only sees 14 points of damage, but mid lane, can the gank work out from Godot and Freedom? They want to go in. Lobby, he's around, but how much can he actually do? There's the magic missile. If he charges Chains now, charges Godot instead. Could have been a little bit better. There's the Fire Blast, and that's going to be first blood as well. Chains, the one to pick it up on the Lycan. That could not have gone any better for them. If Lobby had charged Chains, maybe with getting a stun on all of them would have been enough. But other than that, I'm not too sure. Still really well done by CsW coming in like that. So if they get off to a good start, they're going to be able to just maybe snowball out of control completely. With just the Lycan getting the pushes going and everything. And in the bottom lane, Viper, he's so far been solo up against the Centaur, and well, Centaur, he is getting dominated 0 and 1 as the Dire Scooter gets sniped, so that's a good sign at least. Godot struggling somewhat as well against Poloson's just sticky napalm spam. But, whoa, Poloson even gets hit by the Satyr Tormentor shockwave now. Oh, never mind. Did the creeps really get the last hit for this one? Sure looks like it at this point. But yeah, this bottom lane, man, Centaur, he is getting so dominated, and Freedom being there as well, Lobby can't do anything at all. They really went for a weird lineup and they are paying the price for it. At least Poloson is level 2 now on the Batrider, so makes jungling a little bit easier, but a little bit easier doesn't make it quite easy yet. This is really going to be rather hard for first departure with just the laning phase that they have. Razor, of course, mid lane. Although Chains got the first blood, lasted wise, still absolute dominance, so I guess it kind of evens out the bottom lane. Although top lane as well, Batrider not getting too much accomplishment, 4 and 0. But Miracle 13 and 10 compared to Chains 3 and 1 on the Lycan now. I guess it's kind of to be expected the Lycan won't be having a too great of a time, but I would have expected him to have a little bit more, especially with the first blood that he got. And he's not even going for a bottle by the looks of it. Of course the courier is dead as well, so that maybe have been like something to affect his decision there. But in any case, everybody just keeps on farming. Both sides have 1 kill each. And, well... Whoa, they might get another kill. Hoofstomp does miss from Kaido. The charge pushes Freedom to the low ground even. So that was kind of a fail gank. I mean, nice attempt, but a fail gank nonetheless. Hana in the meantime, 11 and 2 on the other Titan, level 4 already. Oh man, I just cannot play with this zoom level, it's just too bad. The one zoom level out must be... You must have some overview of things, man. Must have some overview as a caster. Nice. Well, Miracle's still around mid lane, number 1 in net worth. Who cares about net worth last? It's much more important this early on into the game as Hana. He's gonna lose his life, Echo Stomp. Not quite enough to save him. 2D picks up the kill just as the courier respawns, so really nice kill on the enemy offlaner there. Musica still harassing the center quite heavily, so Kai Aluka only up to 6 last hits. Mid lane though, Chains, the charge is coming, although he should be far enough under his tower that I don't think Spirit Breaker wants to go in too deep. He has 1 point into Greater Bash, so I guess maybe if he gets a little bit lucky with the next bashes to follow. Miracle gonna come in as well, the charge gets cancelled just before it connects. At least he gets to the mid lane, I guess. He has full mana since he started the charge in the jungle. Not the jungle, the fountain, what am I saying. Freedom though, does get spotted out. He did place the observer, not too sure if that particular thing was scouted or not. As Poloson, up to 1.2k also doing fairly well for himself. Level 4.5 or just about to hit level 4.5. So not doing all that bad, of course, if he wants to just straight off rush the Blink Dagger after the boots. Does have to back all the way home now to regen up, but not that big of a deal. Lobby gonna help him out as well with stacking up one of the big camps. So if he continues at this pace, gonna have a pretty nicely timed Blink Dagger. Also Hana, although he died, still getting a fair amount out of the offlane. He's, well, still nothing compared to Music, of course. So he's going for a straight off mech. Gonna go for the buckler first. 28 last hits, 99. On par with Miracle's Razor in the mid lane, who has a double damage rune. If only they had more lockdown for Chains. Especially now that he's about to hit level 6. Things are gonna get infinitely harder to get a kill like that. They kind of need less so for this, or maybe like Nether Strike usage as well. Just some more burst would be favorable. Nice Hana top lane. Just echo stomping through. Gonna get dodged by 2D anyway, who is up to 24 last hits of his own. So not doing all that bad. Bottom lane now, Lobby, he's coming in with the charge onto Musica. Can't even get the kill, I mean 1 point to Corrosive Skin might just be enough. Healing service there as well. Another hit, no bashes though. And there's Godot, gonna go for the stun onto Kai. The Hoofstomp cannot even come out at all. He gets the Hoofstomp only onto Godot though. Freedom might be in some trouble though. Although he's still alive. 2 stacks of sticky napalm, no third one to come out, and Poloson has to escape as Spirit Breaker loses his life as well. That was another fail gank, 4 and 1. CsW, it's just looking better and better for them as first departure. They're trying to go for some aggression. It's just a Spirit Breaker. Top lane Hana, he got Dream Coil but 2D by himself. Not too sure if he has enough. Waning Rift came out. Illusion Orb as well. Hana running the wrong direction. He has a TP, but I highly doubt he's going to be able to escape this. The charge is coming out to 2D. Echo Stomp. Oh, nice try, but it's not enough in the end. 2D drops even lower still. Charge is coming, but he has a healing salve, has bottle charges. He is going to be perfectly fine. There is no chance that he's going to die from this one charge. He even dodges it, so even harder. Miracle does come in now, though. Not too sure what he is trying to accomplish. Maybe they were really hoping to just land the kill on 2D like that, but... So 1 to 5. Just CsW off to a rather great start, at least as far as kills are concerned. Poloson, since he tried to go for the kill as well, hasn't been able to farm up at the same time. Does have a double stack here though. Unfortunately, mod golems, but can run into this stack instead if he wants to. Still not enough stacks for him to get that immediate blink dagger with this farming just phase. Or this farming wave, I don't know. Mid lane, or bottom lane rather, Kai still struggling for farm. 11 last hits only on the center. At least he's about to hit level 6, but there's the Fire Blast. He might go down. There's the Viper Strike as well. No Stampede to get him to safety. And that's going to be yet another kill. Just the laning choices mostly are dominating here for CsW. Poloson all the way back to home once again. Up to 1.8k gold, so needs only another 400 more. We'll make it almost 500 that he purchases a TP scroll as well. But still not all that bad if just somebody was there to stack up the camps for them. Lobby, he's just running around level 8 minutes in. He's not even level 3 on the Spirit Breaker. And you kind of need levels, but there's change. They want to go for a Miracle, maybe Dream Coil as well, and that's going to be an easy kill. The charge coming through a little bit too late, and now Lobby, he might be the one in trouble. Illusion Orb does connect, trying to just turn his tail, but the Stampede Fire Blast keeps him in place. So make it 8 to 1. This is pretty much as disastrous as I've seen first departures laning get for quite some time. So 8 to 1. Let's look at the early graphs as well. Already a 3k network fleet, XP about 4k even. So CsW looking extremely good. They're gonna have the mech finished, I do believe. Yes, just as I said that, he has the mech done. Does need power treads or just some stats, a point booster, anything to actually be able to sustain the mech, Viper Strike and the poison attacks as well. Because at the moment doesn't even have enough for a mech. Well, now he does. But one poison attack and he won't have it once again. As Lobby, he's going for the counter. Is he even going to get it before the time's out? Yes, he is. Man, that was 4 seconds. This sentry might have been completely wasted. He, of course, I don't think he knows, although earlier on, when I actually had time to play, I do believe it's just, you kind of saw the timer on it. Not like the exact seconds by timer, but like just thereabouts. You saw like a bar or something, like how much is timed out. I'm not too sure even. I've been casting for so long and playing so little that it's hard to say. But 2D and Dota, they're gonna find Polos and Fire Blast, gets the multicast. Illusion Orb, no Dream Coil even needed for this. Aluka Kai tries to go for maybe something. There's the charge into Gold of Miracle gonna come in as well. They're gonna get another kill finally. So, my god. Godot, even Stampede. Wow, did they force out the Stampede with this? So it's not all that bad. I mean, you kill off the Batrider, you force out the Stampede, and only your Ogre dies. Of course, you don't want anybody to die, but it's a pretty fine trade if you're just CsW at this point. Poloson, of course, he was getting so close to the blink there. He's still pretty close, but it could have been faster. Let's just put it like that. Now, Tranquil Boots also done on Ogre, and of course, having the multicast rather early on, such a huge thing for you. Freedom also level 5, whereas what are the supports of first departure at Lobby? Well, almost level 4, so I guess not that bad. And he's the only support for them at this point. Blink Dagger now done on Batrider. With that, maybe they can set up a few kills for Kai as well on the center. Now though, change mid lane. Still ahead in net worth of Miracle. Last hit wise is about 14 behind, but since he's gotten a kill, been a part of 3 kills, 2 last hits for them. Doesn't matter that much. In the meantime, Musica brings down a tier 1 tower just because nobody's on the bottom lane. Centaur slowly but surely making his way there. Doesn't want to use the TP, but Freedom, he's getting charged. Probably gonna get another support kill for themselves. Swap out onto Poloson. The stun as well, but he gets the blink out before the stun actually lands. But Fire Blast into lobby. Will they have enough? Musica will get close enough for the poison attacks. Trying to go for the TP out Echo Slam. Buy some time, and the Magic Missile just not there in time. And now Miracle comes in with the ultimate. It's only level 1 though. But the blink lasso multicast onto Miracle minus armor. Stampede gets them back to safety. And they get the kill on Freedom. But Musica brings down the Razor in return. Pops the mech now as well. Had he popped the mech earlier, maybe Vengeful would have survived as well. But now Hana, he gets stunned. Illusion Orb connects. Don't need a Dream Coil once again. And can they go for Poloson? Oh yes, they sure as hell can. And once again, first departure, just everything is going sour for them. 12 to 3 is the ultimate kill score in the mid lane. Chain's got the tower. He's getting charged now by the Spirit Breaker, but there is nobody even in the just close vicinity to help out lobby. So this just isn't working out at all for first departure. I mean, if they had a blink on center, maybe they could start making just a little bit more happen, but they're just falling so far behind before that. I mean, Ogre Magi almost has the same farm that the center does. As a Soul Ring now, gonna be flying it out to himself. Now, whoa. For a second I thought like, what? Somebody blinks in, but it was 2D. The friendly neighborhood puck. Plasma Field does quite a nice job in just counter pushing this, as well as doing some damage to 2D at the same time, but since he has the bottle, he's gonna be just fine. Can finish up Power Threads soonish if he wants to, or, well, rather he can purchase them up immediately if he wants to. But maybe he wants to just save up for a Hand of Midas, for example. Lots of puck players go for Blink into Midas. Sometimes his Power Threads finished as well, but you might as not well delay out the Hand of Midas even longer. Or might be going for like State of Yule Scepter and leave the boots open for Boots of Travels later on. But go that. Oh, he is gonna get the stun on Poloson before Lasso is used, and he's gonna die. Poofed up. Even the charge is coming in. Miracle came also to help out with the Plasma Field. But it's only a support over the tie. Chains though did pop the ultimate. I guess they wanted to turn maybe things around. Musica now on the top lane, pushing that one out. It is the last tier 1 tower standing, so you might as well have one hero there constantly. And Viper, maxed out corrosive skin, mech, power threads as well. He is just so durable that he can maybe even escape after they jump on him. Just with the corrosive skin, stun and everything. Vengeful, oh, they get the kill bottom lane, my bad. Center goes down once again. He does get the blink there anyway though, so that's gonna be huge for them. As tier 1 tower top lane might just find his demise here, might crumble to dust, and looks like that's exactly what will happen. Musica, he even gets the last for it. Another 2.2k gold. Echo Storm keeps him in place for a little while. In the end, doesn't really matter, and even he went for the Hand of Midas. 2D picks up his own as well. Surprising that Chains didn't go for one, to be honest, in this case, but I guess we can get them this early. I mean, Viper, he already has the mech and power thread, so it's actually a pretty huge item, and with this you can follow up towards other bigger items like Monkey King Bar somewhere along the way. Just next Aghanim's Heart of the Rash, just be extremely tanky. AC maybe even on the Viper. Probably AC will be what Lycan will build next maybe, or unless he wants to go for a BKB for example. But the charge is going out, they're gonna go on to Freedom. Chains, no ultimate for him, but the blink stun misses, so Freedom, he's gonna be the casualty. Nether Struck, dual double edge as well. Magic Missile buys some more time. Couldn't make his way to the haste room though, unfortunately, but now the turnaround is coming. They want to go for some counter kills too. He's around, uses Hand of Midas before the jump. There's the Dream Coil. Fire Blast onto Polos and Ignite to follow. Hana, he gets in caught as well. So Hana is gonna lose his life. A few more right clicks, gonna get slowed down. Chain just comes in with one just claw kick, I don't know. As Miracle, gonna get stunned. There's a multicast code, of course, he purchases himself. Kai, gonna go for the Hoofstomp onto Musica. He's in a lot of trouble, as is Miracle. Kai gonna go down, Miracle pretty much falls at the exact same time. 2D gonna blink forward, but the only one to survive is gonna be Lobby on the Spirit Breaker, this fat space cow. So they're going to go for Roshan next. Minus armor is there already. No Medallion of Courage quite yet, although is it flying out for him? No, it's not, but is it a Necro level 3? No, it's a Necro 2. For a second I was like, oh man, is it really level 3 already? But if he gets the Roshan last hit, he doesn't. 2D gets the last hit, but still only 200 gold away for the Necro level 3, 16 minutes in. That is some crazy timing. And of course the Midases will start paying off before I think First Departure can just regain their footing. as a 1k lead, or what 1k, what am I saying, a 10k net worth lead almost for CsW already. XP is at 10k, and now actually as the network graph updates, it's also 10. So we're only 60 minutes in, they have a 10k lead in both aspects of the game. And of course, they're also getting the map control. Tier 2s are still standing, but they have already claimed all the tier 1s. And now 2D, with the haste rune, with the backup of Godot on this Ogre Magi, the lovable Ogre. They're trying to look for some kills. Never mind, just gonna place down a ward and go for tier 2 bottom instead. Whereas first departure, they're struggling to get a single tower even so far. Man, things are not gonna be easy for them. And that's Necro level 3, delivered out to Chains now. There is no defending this tier 2, I think, or well, if they're trying to defend, they might just get wiped. As the Spirit comes through from the Elder Titan, 2 points into Natural Order, not that great, but Plasma Field is there as well, but the Wolves and Necrobox, they still keep on going. Glyph is forced, Echo Stomp lands on Musica, but 2D, he's still on the back lines, has his double damage room bottled up, has the ultimate lobby, cancels his charge as well, just because, well, there's no proper follow-up, I guess. They're really lacking some AoE, just setup, maybe even AoE damage. They have a lasso, it's excellent. I guess the best AoE is just hoof stomp it to double edge for them. Astral Spirit does quite a lot, but oh, there's the lasso coming out in the backlines. 2D, he goes down before the Dream Coil. That's a huge jump. Musica on the run as well, does break the Dream Coil. The Dream Coil, the static link, I mean, Chains. He's gonna come in, Miracle. He just completely melts. It's way too much damage. Flame Break does push back Freedom. Musica, he's gonna lose his life. Nice double hoof stomp. Once again, Godot. He's gonna burn in the Firefly Chains. He's still alive, but for how long? There's the shapeshift ending. Echo Stomp lands on Music as well. Chains still alive, but not for too long. Kai, he comes back in. Gonna double edge, but dies straight after himself. Musica gonna go for Polosan as well and will succeed. So triple kill for Musica. But that was Aegis lost. So pretty much it was a 5-for-5 trade, with the exception of the Aegis being there on Musica. So taking that into consideration, a pretty good fight for first departure, because breaking even against such a huge lead is gonna be extremely hard. As Musica, he gets charged now, but he's up to 4k gold. 4 freaking K. Like what? How the hell? And what did he purchase up just now? Yeah, it's going to be the Aghanim Scepter next, so gonna be even tankier. So next time around, it's gonna be a hell of a lot harder for them to bring him down. Like and finishes up power threads, extra attack speed, extra tankiness of course as well at the same time. But a pretty good fight nonetheless for first departure, all things considered. Boots of Travel now done on Polosan as well. Aluka actually found some pretty nice hoof stomps there as well. And yes guys, this is elimination. Whoever loses this best of 3 will be out to the Blinks in Dream Coil onto 2 Stampede. How much will it help with the lasso? Hoof stomp double edge. No, the magic missile 2 is still alive. Can he escape this though? Trying to outrun the flames. So far he succeeds. And they get the double kill. Or the 2 kills rather, not the double kill. Urn of Shadows onto 2D as well. Still has a couple of bottle charges if need be. Aghanim Scepter delivered out. Or not delivered yet. But Hana, he gets Viper Struck up. Nice 4-staff gets him to safety with the TP out after that. Even Lobby was around, but his services were not entirely necessary. But with the Necrobook activated, they get the tier 2, they're going for the tier 3 already as well. Echo Stomp pretty nicely landed, but don't think it's going to be enough to save the tier 3. Maybe they can actually defend Rex with the heroes respawning, although Lasso will be on cooldown, as will the Stampede, but never mind, it's just way too fast of a push coming out. So that's going to be the first set of racks, 20 minutes in, and looking at first departure's lineup, what the hell do they have to deal with Mega Creeps, especially this early on? They are rather screwed, I think, but the charge is coming. They want to turn around. There's the Fire Blast. Multicast onto Hana. Blink Hoofstop onto 2D. They want to go for him once again. He's still alive. Gets the Illusion Orb. Gets over the ravine here. But he's gonna die in the end. Echo Stomp kept him in place. One more right click to follow. Stampede is there. Miracle. He's gonna get to safety with the help of the Stampede. Or is he? There's the last onto Musica. Double Hoofstomp. Double H to follow onto 2 as well. Musica still alive, but not for too long. Miracle will go down to the poison damage. Chains. He's on the run as well. 3 seconds for the shapeshift. Might just wait it out. Has the wolves. If Aluka had gone into those trees, probably would have died. But Chains, he pops his ultimate. He wants to, never mind, just wants to escape, I guess. So that fight, in the end, was not too bad at all. I mean, Miracle was so close to dying, but Stampede came off cooldown just in time, but they still lost tracks. So that's really all that matters. I mean, it's not like they completely wiped out the side of CsW with your first departure. But looking at the graphs again, they have tipped down a little bit, but still a solid 11.5k lead for net worth. I'd say it's still a 10k lead as well, a little bit less, but it's near enough 10k. So CsW still just holding a pretty massive advantage, considering it's 20 minutes into the game. And with the heroes that they have, and the Midases that they have running, I would still give them a late game advantage as well here, for sure, pretty much. With the Bloodlust and Vengeance are helping them out even more. At one point, Ogre Magi will also find himself an Aghanim Scepter if the game drags on long enough, or at least he usually does. So 13 to 26, exactly doubling the kill score of First Departure. CsW looking good, but guys, if you're fans of First Departure, do not fret yet. This is a best of 3, but CsW, if they continue with such a performance in game number 2, it's going to be definitely hard. Of course, having said that, the draft of First Departure definitely didn't feel too whole to begin with. Just the laning phase wasn't... I mean, it wasn't solid. That's really the best way to put it, I think. But now, Echo Stomp does not connect on anybody. Still some nice scouting going on, but they have to TP back just to defend against the lane. Poloson, of course, since he has the boost of travels, it's easiest for him to do so, but even the boost of travels still have a cooldown. And for the rest of the duration, First Departure have to back off. BKB now down on Miracle. Gonna be great, for sure, but... they might not care too much as Viper Strike him up anyway. And if Lycan actually has uptime on you with the right clicks, he chews through people. And so if you're slowed down by the Viper Strike, that might be the perfect time for change. And of course they also have the Dream Coil. And well, there is that one BKB, but that's the only BKB. 2D, he's gonna go for Dream Coil onto 2. Shapeshift activated as well. Kai gets stunned onto 2D, so they're gonna get the counter kill onto the pocket at least. Viper Strike onto Miracle, trying to steal some damage from Musica. As Miracle, he's gonna get tuned up now, but somebody blocks Musica. Or rather, he cannot go for anything now. Poloson, he gets the last on to change as well. Nice swap out. Change still alive, but they are doing a lot of damage. Echo Stomp used, but Kai now can he do anything? Forced left to the low ground. Viper struck up, but not going to be enough poison damage, I believe. Or, well, never mind. Yes, it is. Musica already level 16. Level 3 ultimate. So, in the end, it's a 3-for-1 trade change. He dropped pretty low. So, First Departure, if their early game had gone a little bit better, they would have been able to just win quite a couple of fights here. I mean, they're executing the fights fairly well, just kiting and stunning and just choosing the correct positions to fight where the entirety of CsW cannot really do damage at the time. But in the end, they're just so far behind that they do not have what it takes. I mean, the Viper just with the 12-second level 3 Viper Strikes, that in itself does so much damage. Plus, of course, since it slows you down, it opens up the rest of the team to also do damage to those heroes. So 14 to 29. Roshan isn't gonna be up for another minute and a half. Of course, First Departure, or CsW rather, they don't know the exact timer. But Godot, the charge is on him. Lobby, he's been trying to do something pretty much the entirety of this game. But that something most of the time just has not worked. So look at the graphs again. XP still about the same. Net worth more or less as well. So they're not pulling too much farther ahead, but the one Rax advantage will always be in the back of First Departure's mind. But the charge is coming onto Musica now. Are they going to really follow up with this? They are close enough. Poloson wants to go into the blink last onto Musica, but immediate swap out freedom. He was so ready. Dream Coil only onto Lobby though. Doesn't catch any of the cores. And Kai comes in with the hoof stomp. 2D actually doesn't get hit at all. Multicast onto Aluk as well. Ignite to follow. Change. He goes in with the BKB. Munches through one. Gonna go for the other one. Physical damage actually brings him pretty low, but now that the natural order is gone, Elder Titan dead, they can easily go for more. And Miracle now, he's wanting to go for change. Might even succeed. Nope, the mech keeps him alive. And this is GG called. That fight was just backbreaking. They didn't even kill the puck off. 5-4-0. Good game, CsW. End game number 1 with just great fashion. 25 minutes in, forcing First Departure to just tap out. So guys, this was game number 1 in this best of 3 series of the round of 16 for the Southeast Asian IE League qualifiers. Whoever wins the qualifiers, well, is gonna have to win 3 more best of 3s after this round, first of all. But also, he's gonna just have to beat the others at the I League finals later on, at the LAN finals. But guys, this, as I said, was game number 1. So first departure definitely have a chance to come back and maybe save a lot of people's rares. But in any case, we're heading into game number 2 now, guys. So until then, hope you enjoyed the cast as well as the game. If you did, you can follow us for more on HeflaTV on both Facebook as well as Twitter. The links are also below the stream. So guys, for now, see you in game number 2.